This is Discover Your Team. Yeah, Discover Your English Team. And I'm Nina, a fluency coach. And today I'm talking to another member of our beautiful team, Anna. Anna, would you
Yeah.
like to introduce yourself? Maybe say a few words.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. I'm Anna, and I'm a fluency coach as well. And I'm proud and honored to be a part of this enthusiastic and passionate team.
So, we have a really special topic on our agenda today. I don't want to sound cryptic, but this is like my happy place, something that helps me stay on top of my game and just keep my passion for English going. Yeah, so just to throw it out there, we're going to be talking about our study sessions with Anna, our weekly sessions, and how we talk to each other and help each other be better teachers and better English speakers.
Yeah. It's a highlight of my week as well. So it's something that jumpstarts my kind of studies as well and helps me feel like the passion, like fuels it even, because being around you is kind of, yeah, it inevitably rubs off on you, like the passion, the
Totally reciprocated, and we'll try to make a compelling case for you to find and bond with your study buddy or study sister, as we prefer to say. So, why do you think it's more effective, yet makes more sense to find a study buddy instead of muddling through it yourself? And yeah, what's the benefit of it all?
I guess like I subscribe to the idea that, joy shared is joy doubled. And like it's kind of this shared experience that helps you feel, more at ease with using some of the expressions because it can be, sometimes a leap of faith that you need to to take to use them. And when you see another human being who is like practicing in front of you, using them and sometimes refining them, like you do, for example. Yeah, it's just
Mm,
like,
do I do that? Okay.
yeah, you do.
All right, it's good to hear. Like sometimes, yeah, it's exactly what I'm talking about. Actually, that's a great benefit. I think we just illustrated it because sometimes you don't realize what you're doing and like the what you bring to the table as an English speaker. You think, especially if you tend to fall into this trap of, I'm not using enough of beautiful expressions and stuff like that. But when your partner is holding that mirror to you and returning back like what you achieved, that's such a great way to add wind to your sails, right? Because you see like yourself through the eyes of another person, and this is a really, really, I know, fulfilling.
That's true.
Yeah.
And she also can pick up some pet phrases that this person uses. Or for example, when you highlight some of the phrases as like your standouts, like clear standouts, I also feel that now like those expressions are wrapped in some kind of, personal attitude, not just mine, but yours as well. And
Yeah.
it solidifies them in my mind, kind of.
Right. So the first benefit is basically like the exposure to the vocab. Especially you have this common pool of words you tap into with your partner, and you create this space repetition, this loop of repetition for each other. And yeah, it's always better than just, staring at the list of words on your own. Right? Yeah, and yeah, I tried and failed and tried again, like, and I will never stop doing that, like revising the words on my own. But I mean, it really pales in comparison when it comes to efficacy. Um, yeah, and with another person, you just stay on track. It's another benefit I wanted to bring up because your enthusiasm, however, passionate you are about whatever you're learning, like English, for example, in our case, it just fizzles out at some point. And if you have someone by your side and you can even like talk through these emotions, frustration or like whatever hard feelings you run into is great. Yeah, just to vent that, to share that with your partner.
Absolutely. I remember like several instances when I shared my kind of doubts and when I started second guessing myself whether I can use this phrase. And just by sharing, I kind of, took the edge of my anxiety and it was really helpful. So,
Yeah, even if you screw up, even if you make a mistake, even when something just comes out awkward, if the space is safe for you, that's a great testing ground for you to experiment and then bring your A game to the classroom where you are in your element and you're like coming into your own with this word.
I also sometimes notice myself reaching out for those phrases that, yeah, that we had in our study session. Yeah.
Oh, really? What kind of
Yeah.
phrases do you think you use the most? Anything from the recent batch?
Oh, that's hard. I mean, like I remember that I had this feeling, but now with the pressure, of time, yeah. I guess like it would be hard to pinpoint. But
I remember you using quite a few expressions a lot, like they were your go-to expressions during the sessions, and I caught myself in the act of using them with my students, and they were at first blush and be in someone's corner, like from the book we've been reading together, yeah. And another benefit I wanted to bring up is like the pressure actually of doing something. I mean, you have this deadline looming large, you have this session booked, and you know that you have to read this chapter, you have to come up like with a list of words, maybe some questions, and you don't drift into the trap of I'll do it tomorrow with the person by your side. What do you think about that? Does it help you with that? Do you ever feel like you're procrastinating if you're studying on your own? And like me, for example, I help you, like I in your imagination, yeah,
sure,
help you
yeah,
to stay on track.
totally. I mean, like it has these dynamics, yeah, and it has this kind of consistency that is lacking, yeah, when you're on your own. And it even helps me to pace myself in terms of like how many expressions I take. Yeah, because I remember the moment when you kind of introduced the urge to slow down. Yeah, like, and it was really important for me. Like, let's just pause and like go over the phrases again. Yeah, because it's important not to kind of be overloaded with them.
Yeah, yeah, get your circuits overloaded. Yeah, all right. So we kind of, I think, naturally navigated into talking about psychological benefits.
Hmm.
Yeah, how about pitfalls, though? Are there any potential pitfalls, something that can derail your study buddy process?
I guess it is related to some pet peeves that I have, and I haven't noticed them in our sessions, but I would be totally, downright frustrated to see my partner fubbing. That would chip away at the, like the density, the emotional density of the process and kind of, like being present. Yeah, that would be like kind of if you don't have this trust that we like both of us put high priority on like what's going on, that kind of, derails everything, at least in my view. Yeah, and the same goes for being late consistently.
Oh, right. Yeah, being late I never serves any productive end. Yeah, I think when there is disbalance in like how much a person, like two people put into the endeavor. Yeah, for example, if someone is leaning too heavily into like over preparation or the other way around, just not pulling their weight, it might create this kind of tension and I don't know, some resentment even, I guess. So I think ideally it should be leveled out. For example, for one session, I'm preparing some article or materials or phrases. And I know that there are different modes to carry out those sessions, kind of light when you just meet up and you talk, which is great as well. There should be like vocal agreement on what kind of sessions you're having. Yeah. So there wouldn't be
Absolutely.
some kind of, I don't know, discrepancy in that. But I guess it's okay if, again, like the rules are on the table and clear. And if one person is like picking up the slack more, that's also fine. But it should be talked over. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that one preemptive conversation can fix that. Yeah, so it's not
Yeah.
that if you address it, it's not that big of a problem in my view. Yeah,
And then
yes.
check up with each other every now and again.
Hmm.
Be like open about your feelings around this whole thing. And another potential trap I could think of is getting caught up in comparison. I think it can
Negative
really
comparison, right?
sour like comparison when you compare each other's like Englishes. Let's put it this way, or fluency or pronunciation, whatever. I think it can really sour the experience. And yeah, it's like any partnership at the end of the day, you just have to pull together instead of pulling each other down or trying to one up each other, upstage each other. So this is how I see it. What do you think about that? Do you ever fall prey to comparison? How do you tame this feeling? Do you have any gripe with it? Beef with it?
Yeah, I guess we have a different kind of, comparison game. In my case, it's negative comparison, and in your case, it's more of, positive comparison,
What do you
probably.
mean?
Uh,
Interesting.
it- yeah, I mean, like, the difference, like your courage, as I mentioned, you had to use some phrases, and uh, again, the density, the idiomatic density of your language and your pronunciation. Yeah, it's like you knock it out of the park. Yeah, it's always kind of, like
Oh, I would argue
amazingly,
with
stunningly
that.
beautiful. I guess there is no, quick fix for like this negative comparison. At least for me, I don't know, like just to focus on the subject matter that we agreed to discuss and just promise myself not to, delve into those ruminations just like this way. That's the only
Yeah.
way I can deal with it.
Yeah, I like that you brought it up because actually it's all about like self-control and again like checking up with yourself whether those feelings they come from the I don't know that you're not a good actually fit for each other with this person or it's just something that is happening in your life across the board so you see this pattern and you just have to kind of nip it in the bud in this case or just think through it. Yeah, but I guess these feelings are only natural, yeah, in a way, and we all um yeah sometimes run into them. So yeah, I guess
But
just
they
part of the
sometimes,
experience.
yeah, they make us feel stunted in our growth if we, you know, fall back into them as our kind of emotional crutches, like how I shame myself into learning more phrases or something like that. I guess like it just gradually again, like chips away at your overall confidence. So that's why it's really important to address that somehow. Like, and feel like, how can I come there or how can I learn from a place of curiosity and not from a place of kind of, feeling inferior all the time. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a huge topic.
Yeah, that's a huge topic. It's not only about having a study buddy, but I guess this whole setting of having one helps you address those feelings and face them head on.
Yeah, you have the material to kind of dissect and reflect on.
Yeah. And how about the qualities? Some qualities that you find particularly valuable in your potential study buddy, not necessarily me, just in general, maybe?
I guess for me, it probably boils down to being cooperative. Really, yeah, because like it's the ability to be there and like as you mentioned, yeah, like be an active part of what's going on. Yeah, be a co-pilot. Be kind of, like I don't know, because sometimes, the language learning journey feels like it's like you're driving an icebreaker. I mean, like not
Mm.
the thing that we do at the very start of the conversation, but the real thing. And to use the phrase that you've mentioned, like when you have someone in your corner in this game, yeah, like, and you feel that this person's mindset is exactly of this, like, being there for this shared goal. And like it kind of it can be found in different small details around the session. So when you you have a doll, and it kind of jigs into place that yeah, this person is like, yeah, they creates this best ecosystem for you to grow, kind of like this.
Yeah, and you operate on the same frequency. You exist, maybe, I don't know, it's my personal choice, but I would choose someone who exists in the same echo chamber, shares like the same convictions, probably same intellectual interests. That's really important for me, so we could bond on this level as well. Like adding to
Yeah,
your
and I
point
don't
about feeling comfortable with the person and having actually some fodder to talk about, right?
totally. Yeah, I just wanted to say that, yeah, I also feel that I don't have to, keep my emotional card close to my vest, to use the word from our, to use the
Yeah,
expression from,
yeah.
our
You're using
sessions.
them left, right, and center. I'm just, jaw dropped right now.
Uh, yeah, just because of what you mentioned, yeah, like I feel that like we share something, and like it's safe, yeah, to kind of, um let it out, yeah, my what I have in my mind, blur it out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So you need to find someone who helps you stay grounded, but at the same time helps you fly a little higher, boosts your self-esteem. At the same time, I don't know, has a really kind of sensible approach to that structured approach. Yeah, at least I'm talking about myself. This is someone I was looking for.
But you're the person who introduces the structure all the time.
Oh,
That's what I admire
really?
about,
So
yeah,
pushy?
like,
No, no
no.
way. I remember your beautiful worksheets, yeah, based on the articles you suggested for the discussion. You were a trailblazer in so many ways. I realized that we can step up our game and really come up with some, I don't know, like worthy activities, even to activate the vocabulary, not just, um, bounce off the questions. Yeah. What I was talking about is that you have to kind of structure your materials for the study buddy sessions. At least I'm talking about myself. I feel like I need to structure them all the way through, not just, come up with a few questions and create a conversation around them. What do you think about the
Mm.
preparation? Do you feel like I kind of pushing you into that, or it's fine by you? This is how
No.
you imagine that happening.
No, for me, it was kind of, a very interesting discovery, because I felt like when you introduced it, I mean, like the practice, I felt like I am now a part of a beautiful dance. And I was kind of observing like what you have, like your best practices. And yeah, for me, it was really exciting. I really appreciated your ability to kind of, set the limits. I mean, like time management kind of. Yeah, like when you, for example, oh, that's the check-in, or like, I don't know, catch up phase, and then we slowly, and like you always find, this perfect segue, and then we go into, the main part, and then like this wrap up part. So you have this kind of your time sensitivity is kind of, yeah,
Oh,
admirable.
I actually, it's just, I think it's instilled in us through the job we're doing. Right? It's like it has become the second nature for both of us. We're really time sensitive, as you said. Like, I think time sensitive, though, it's more like about the issue, time sensitive issue, so you have to do it
Mm.
fast. The sensitive to maybe the frame of time of the
You have
class,
the
yeah?
sense of time, probably,
Yeah,
or
have the
the
right
sense
sense
of
of time.
timing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. All right. Any pet peeves, though? Something that rubs you the wrong way in a potential study partner?
Yeah, as I mentioned, like any sign that screams or subtly communicates that I am not a priority during this like agreed upon slot makes me feel like I don't know what's going on. Yeah, like because I had this experience when like people were late, and that's again sends me spiraling. Like what's exactly wrong? Yeah, in our, for example, I don't know, agreement or like
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
practice.
life can get overwhelming. That's true. And sometimes we don't have those, time openings for each other. But in general, like the general tendency speaks volumes, I think. And again, it's important to be vocal about what's going on maybe in your life, not like getting into the weeds of it, but I guess, yeah, it makes sense to pay like respect to your partner. Um,
Hmm.
to
What are
me,
yours?
what for me like sticks out like a sore thumb is when your partner is hogging the floor. Yeah, they're hogging the limelight all the way through the session. They're not creating those openings for you to jump in, to chip in with your 2 cents. Yeah. And that's really hard to handle, and you don't want to deal with that. Like these sessions to be like this, exercise to be learning how to, jump into a conversation, right? How to get a word in the edgeways. And so, yeah, that's a total turn off for me. And
Yeah, that'll
it's,
be a
yeah,
deal
I set
breaker.
it as my priority to, return the question, to keep the game even. Yeah. So does
Hmm.
it bug you, or you're
Yeah,
fine
sure.
with
I mean,
that?
no, no, no. Yeah, as I said, it's a deal breaker because like you feel that you're allowed to observe the person's kind of like life, not to be a full participant. Not you're not a partner. You're just a fan, a cheerleader. But
Mm-hmm.
being a study buddy or a study assistant, is not just being a cheerleader. It's just it's about like a combination of like roles, and yeah, that's important to balance it out.
Yeah, right. I totally agree. But yeah, especially for us teachers, I think because we have to be in the shadow in the classroom. Yeah, we don't have like the stage to shine. And sometimes actually, yeah, I feel like, yeah, my language is getting rusty just because I don't get enough practice during the class. And it's not my place to have this practice. Yeah. I gotta get it somewhere else, and this perfect third place, yeah, not a student, not a teacher, but a study buddy. I think it's like such a beautiful playground to scratch the itch, yeah, to get this practice, to speak your
Yeah,
soul
and she
out.
also yeah, not just that. I think like we use it as a kind of laboratory to hone our like personal style because you cannot suggest things to your students that are kind of you know
Like half baked, yeah.
uh, or yeah, that like it's your personal choice, and you feel that it can be kind of just an additional like something on top, yeah, but not like the essential thing. And usually during classes, I guess, or maybe it's just me, but I stick to something, yeah, like just more universal, more kind of conventional,
Yeah, tried
no
and tested, like a
experiments.
safe
Hmm.
bet. Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
wanna throw your students under the bus and make them like your guinea pigs.
exactly.
So we are each other's guinea pigs in this case. Right. All right, and I wanted also to talk about like the materials, like the materials for the sessions, how we choose them, and how we go about that.
Yeah, we kicked off with some articles. Yeah, and they were amazing. And then the first article, as I said, was so you in how that girl phrased and framed the issue of checking our phones all the time. Yeah, and then gradually, after a couple of articles, we delved into Amanda's book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Amanda's Montel book. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those who are not in the know, who live under the rock, yeah, this is the book. Yeah, The Age of Magical Overthinking. Presented to me by another beautiful soul, my former study buddy, Anna. And yeah, so we're just taking it slow. Yeah, one chapter a week, right? And then whenever we feel like we are overwhelmed, yeah, we are just drowning in the sea of vocab, we take a break and return to the chapters we've done before and go through the vocab, right, together.
And yeah, like she has her own dialect that is very interesting, and it's very interesting to discuss whether we can steal some phrases from her, or it's better to let her use them without actually like adopting it. Yeah, but it's really interesting, and it's like it's a great case to see how like native speakers use like some old-fashioned expressions that we, for example, sometimes, are afraid to use.
Yeah, you see, we both kind of swoon over her language, her style, and that's why it's like a perfect choice for us to dig into. So I think you, with your study buddy, if you decide to have one, yeah, someone who's listening, like people who are listening to our podcast, you might also opt for something that gets your juices flowing. And that's going to be like a winner all around for both of you.
Hmm. Yeah. We kind of have like a third person. I mean, like with Amanda and with her ideas, it feels like it's not just the two of us, by the way. Like it's one more person who throws in some ideas. Yeah, like
Absolutely. We're like in this constant like, kind of mental conversation with her. Yeah. Yeah, like
true.
parasocial relationship.
Yeah, true, by the way, so true, but not so kind of complicated and yeah, like murky waters
Low.
as some
Yeah.
parasocial relationships are.
Yeah, it's not that loaded. It's more like having this linguistic delight to it.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
shared exploration.
So, any final tips for those who want to get it started with their study buddy?
I don't know. Probably remember that it's a very delicate place that you create, like a kind of a garden, yeah, that needs to be attended, that needs, this, as you said, yeah, some efforts on both sides. And yeah, like people can create beautiful learning units and cross-pollinate each other. And I want to see this practice flourish and thrive in our communities. What would you add?
I'd say that you have to be really clear headed about the goals and the commitment. Yeah. So find someone who has like the right personality to them for you. And then be consistent and put in the work into choosing the materials and preparing, going maybe all out sometimes to prepare like a beautiful class for your study buddy. Yeah, and then yeah, that's gonna then pay off. Yeah, or if you want to adopt this lighthearted approach, then just go with the flow and enjoy it. So there are many ways, many shapes and colors to pursue, and you just get to choose the right mode for yourself.
Yeah, every flavor is valid as long as it's joyful.
Yeah, just give it a try. All right, so I think that like on this beautiful note we can finish this episode. Yeah, and thank you so much for listening to us. And we hope that this idea will take root in your English practice.
Yeah, hopefully it will.